Ooh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my darkie, Nico Def, for coming through. I'm boosting up the coin. So, we got some interesting news, I ain't gonna lie to you, right now, regarding Alexander, the Cossack King, USYK, the Benidorm Belly Slayer. Alexander, the Benidorm Belly Slayer, USYK. Here we go. Alexander USYK has declared that he's considering moving back down to cruiserweight after the Tyson Fury rematch, so he can attempt to become undisputed world champion again in the cruiserweight division. Here are the actual quotes. The leaked quotes, ain't no one seen before, 100%. USYK on why he's considering moving down to cruiserweight. It's my plan, because when I start heavyweight training camps, I'm eating all the time. For me, it's hard. I don't like it. 3 times per day. Water, protein, bananas. It's a lot of food. And this, people, we'll get to the point in a minute, but this is just me. I'm sitting inside, I'm shaking my head, I'm thinking, okay, no. This guy is no part. Some cats here move up in weight because they can't make the weight anymore. He telling you. Who does that? Whoever. I'm trying to think. In the history of the game, who has been at the top level and then moved back down? Never heard of that. And that tells you how, and it's obvious, evident really. He comes in, what, 223? 223, yeah, and he's soft. It's a fact. We've all seen it. USYK's an athlete. He's not like Tyson. He's not like Mr. Benidorm. He actually trained. So when you're training hard, indefinitely, it's actually hard to be soft. It just is. When you're an athlete, it's hard to be that soft. You have to actually try it. You have to be drinking beer, like Mr. Benidorm. You have to be not training, like Mr. Benidorm. I've got a video coming soon. Tyson Fury leaked. Confessed. He only trains 4 weeks for fights. And then he ain't training no other time. It's just like, whoa. This guy, he's supposed to be a Benidorm expat. That's where he's... I did a video recently, or in the last day, or today, whenever it was, about Deontay Wilder being... or showing you with evidence that Deontay Wilder's a basketball player at heart, yeah. But Tyson Fury, he's a Benidorm expat at heart. What burns in Tyson Fury's heart? It's not boxing. It's not. He don't train. Yeah? It's eating and drinking like he's retired on a beach in Benidorm. That's the truth. That's where people are who they are. He's genetically predisposed to act like a 65-year-old retiree who's immigrated to Benidorm. That's the evidence. Yeah, he hops in a ring once a year. Does that make you a fighter, though? Does that make you a boxer? I don't believe so. Evidently, it don't. Yeah, this is a kind of convenient hobby. He told you, oh, listen, guys. The truth is, no one in my family can make 50 mil for half an hour's work. So whilst my heart lies in Benidorm, my head's telling me, let's get this coin. Let's get punched up for coin. Anyway, again, my point where I was going with that thing is to say that it's just shocking. This guy ain't even a heavyweight and he beating all these cats' asses. Chisora put a picture out. Let me find it here. Chisora put a picture out showing you, man. All the USYK victims. Look here, look. Chisora said 6 times we got our backside whooped by this man. Was there to say go to USYK? Shocking. Chisora, AJ, Belly, Dubois, and the bell end. Come on, people. He stopped this. He stopped all of them as well, apart from AJ. We nearly stopped him as well in the first fight and the second fight. Ain't gonna lie. Chisora, people. Chisora was the best one on here. Chisora was the one who actually was in the fight, and it didn't really look like he was doing much. USYK knocked Fury out, stopped Dubois, stopped the bell end, half stopped Johnston, and Chisora. I like Chisora for obvious reasons. He's got some balls. These other cats, though, Dubois, I hate to say it, well, I'm not going to hate to say it, it's the truth. Didn't have no balls. Bellend did, to be fair. Bellend didn't have no gas tank. Or Bellend was revving. When Bellew fought USYK, and he thinks, I was winning in the first 4 rounds, Bellew, you was redlining for them 4 rounds. You was all in for 4 rounds. USYK was cruising, ticking over. That's the truth. USYK was ticking over 1,000 RPM. You was in there 5, 6. Yeah, that little engine you got. Usyk got a big old engine. You got a 4.2. I'm not a petrol head, so I can't tell you any more specifics than that. Usyk has a 4.2. Yeah, V8. Bell end, he's got a 1.4. 1.4, 4 cylinders. You like that one, petrol heads? Petrol heads loving this conversation right now. Bell end has 4 cylinders and a 1.4 engine. Usyk, he V8, supercharged, injector. Yeah, 4.2 litres of throttle. 600 horses pulling Usyk. Belen, he probably got about 90 horses. So Belen's in there. And Usyk just cruising, humming along like... You know that hum that big car or good cars have? Expensive cars. That's like a groan. It's like, ooh, that's nasty. That's a nasty sounding bastard. I'm broke as shit, so my car ain't making no noise, but... if I see a big boss driving by, I'm like, ooh, that's nasty. Ooh. There's a demon in that car. Belen though. It's like, oh, that's cheap. that sounds like the kind of car I should be riding. I'll be riding it. So that's the Belen situation. Belen, you weren't winning the fight like that. You was all in. Usyk was just humming along with sinister intentions. It's like when you hear about them stories of UFOs. And they say there's no like propulsion noise, but it's a deep interdimensional quantum moaning you hear. It's like, do you understand? It's a buzz, some sort of field buzzing. That's Usyk. Belen is out here caning the 7,000 RPM in his 1.4 Punto. He got Usyk. Tony, you got a Punto engine. That's what's evident. You got a Punto engine. Usyk out here with a Maserati. That's what it is. I hate to break it to you, but anyway, I've completely digressed here. Stop, come on. Look at these cats here. Look at this cat here. Mr. Bandorm. Come on. Johnston. Big, buff looking ass. OYB, it's not about muscles. People, stop. If it's not about muscles and weight, yeah, why don't Inoue take his little ass up there and go and get some with Beterbiev, right? Stop that. Stop telling me it's not about weight. It absolutely is. It just is. Otherwise, Inoue would go up and knock Beterbiev out and jump in and whoop, and Beterbiev spark out. That would never happen. I'd bet my butthole. That's how confident I am. Yeah, I get a lot of things wrong, yeah. I would bet my butthole Inoue would do nothing. Never mind Beterbiev. He'd do nothing with Crawford. Turkey, I'll put my butthole on the line. Make that fight, Turkey. Yeah? Before you let Crawford piece up Carrot Top, I want to see Crawford versus Inoue. Same kind of jump up. 20 pounds. Inoue do nothing. That's how it's spun. That's not nothing against Inoue. I like Inoue. In fact, spiritually speaking, he's up there for me. After Inoue got knocked down, he said, that's how a fight's supposed to go. I like it when it gets interesting like that. That's how you should... No, I like Inoue, but whether I like a man or not, that's what a lot of you man don't get. A lot of you cats, a lot of you football heads or whatever. I call it football heads, but a lot of you football heads, the reason I use them is because they're all about their team. It's my team. I can give a fuck about team. I'm backing what I'm seeing. If my team full of pussies, we ain't got nothing to be aligned about. Do you understand? It's not about winning either. Oh, you're a glory supporter. Absolutely not. I want to see people work hard. If you're in there working hard and losing, it's like, well, man, at least you put effort in. At least you're trying. That's all I care about. That's all I support is people working hard and trying to get it, trying to eat. You understand? What's the point I was making here? Completely forgot the point I was making. That was a good point as well, I ain't gonna lie. Either way, man. Oh, that was it, about the weights. Weight matters, people. Hate to break it to you. These new age dudes, oh, it don't matter. It does matter. Oh, why be Usyk's different? Well, most people consider Lomachenko to be Usyk-esque. Why ain't Lomachenko fighting Terence Crawford? Yeah? Why not? If it's all about this skill. Why ain't... Pick whoever you want. Just pick whoever you want. Why aren't they jumping up 4 weight classes? Essentially, Usyk went up 4 or 5 weight classes. Again, he went from Heavyweight is really 220, I'd call it. 215, 220 is where heavyweight should be. These cats coming in 260, 270, that's another 2 weight divisions. Even if you do it by 20 pound weight gaps, which would never be done. Even if you do 20 pound weight gaps, USYK's gone up 1 to 220, another 1 to 240, another 1 to 260. That's 3 weight classes. 220, 240, 260, Fury over 260. So 3.5 weight classes. Big old weight classes, 20 pound weight classes too. And now he's looking to come down again, which makes a mockery of these heavyweight cats. Because he ain't even like, it's not even like he's, like, I'd expect him to say, yeah, I couldn't go back to cruiserweight if I tried because I'm a heavyweight now. At least at that point you can say, well, he's a heavyweight now. He's not, he's playing with it. USYK playing with you, man. You big old dudes, big for nothing. Ultimately, people, that's what, you have never, YB, you never boxed before. Listen. I could never box the next million years. You'd still be a big old dude getting punched up by a dude who ain't even supposed to be in your weight class, and just showed you that the fact he fixed it to move down. In fact, he 3 weighted classes lower. Yeah, and that's what I call big for nothing. What are you big for? Definitionally, big for something. Oh, he big. Terence Crawford, yeah, would be big for something against a new weight. Oh, he too big. He too big. Not one of these cats here can you sit there and say. Apart from Chisora, I think Chisora got a draw in that fight, if I'm honest. I think if USYK wasn't the A side, he'd have got a draw in that fight. But whatever. Like, and that's how it's supposed to go. Did USYK have a bad night? It's possible. I got a video coming soon. USYK confessed, hey man, Chisora hit me the hardest I've ever been hit. Chisora hit me on the gloves, and I felt it rattle down to my boots. And that's how it looked. I did say that. Before USYK, IB, you got it wrong. People, forget what I said. USYK has come out and confirmed what I told you, man. The way Chisora hit dude, he like, I don't really fancy that. I was like, look, I wouldn't lie to you, I'm not a hater. If USYK was in there, I've seen USYK loving it. USYK was loving it against AJ. Loving it against Tyson. He was not loving it against Chisora. He was not. He was getting through it. And I salute him for that, but that's called a spade here. There's loving it and getting through it. He loved it against AJ twice. He loved it against Fury. He didn't love it against Chisora. Was he having a bad night? Didn't he train properly? I tend not to agree with that. Of course it could be a bad night, but I don't agree with he weren't training properly. USYK train. That's what he does do. Was he? I mean, he was adjusting to heavyweight. He put weight on and whatever else. I think he started at like 213. So he's put 10 pounds on. But anyway, let's get to the point now. I've waffled now for long enough. USYK going back down to cruiserweight after the Fury rematch. That'll be a shame for me. I'm not going to lie to you, man. You might know what I want for USYK. There's no one at cruiserweight. There's a bunch of bare bums, if we're honest, right? There's a bunch of bare bums. Jared Pataya, he's no good. USYK will box. Opataya can't even let his hands go with 40-year-old. What's his name? Opataya just jumping on the spot, doing nothing. USYK will punch him all around the place. Opataya's no good. Opataya can't punch like that either. He can't. All this height. Oh, Bataya. He can't punch. If he could punch, he'd done something with dude. I like that. I forgot his name now. That guy's a hard guy, but he's 70 years old. The one that Opataya just fought. And Opataya, that whole fight was billed as, Opataya's getting his revenge. Opataya nearly got knocked out, if I'm honest, again. Or the first time he got his jaw broke. The way that fight was looking, he was fixing to be get out of there. He didn't want to fight like that. Opataya didn't. And that was supposed to be his big revenge. Oh, it's 2 years later now. He's learned something now. And he wants revenge for his broken jaw. Oops. Did nothing. The most boring fight I've ever watched. Just jumping on the spot. Now, people, if the sport was skipping, salute to Jay Pataya. He undisputed skipping champion. But outside of skipping, when it comes to throwing the hands, he didn't throw no hands. He just jumped on the spot. And the last few rounds got punched in his mouth by old dude. Opataya's prime, right? He's supposed to be the young one. He should be applying pressure. Or at least boxing in applying pressure. I'm not saying everyone needs to come running forward yet, but come on. What's the point jumping on the spot? Again, it's not skipping. It's boxing. If you want to jump on the spot and then dart in and dart out, fine. But he weren't darting in, he's just jumping. Posturing. Pissing me off. That was the first fight I ever watched of Jay Pataya as well. So, the hype. He's getting revenge. Did nothing. So, and he's the best guy there. Okoli, he quit her. USYK will box Okoli's head off. Okolie can't even get his hand off against random dudes. Usyk box head off and quit. Okolie will quit against Usyk for sure. Yeah, that's what will happen in that situation. Riakporhe, again, just too. I think he'd be too slow, and he gets head boxed off. So Chris Billam-Smith gets head boxed off. This is what would happen. I like Chris Billam-Smith for what he did to Okolie, but he gets head boxed off. There's levels. The only people who have a chance of beating Usyk are the ones who are 20 million stone heavier than him, like AJ. There's an argument, well, why be speed kills? When Riakporhe gets tired, he ain't so quick no more. When Okolie gets tired, he ain't so quick no more. Usyk can go all day at cruiserweight. All day, at a ferocious pace, throwing 100 punches around. Chris Billam, not one of them, man, can keep up with Usyk's pace. So I see why Usyk wants to do it, because it's fresh food. And really, I will respect Usyk if he does that, to some extent, or to a large extent. Because he won't be doing it for the money, right? And he'll take out the next generation of heavyweights / cruiserweights. He took out his own, and he took out the next generation. He's leaving broken men everywhere. He's breaking careers forever. But I do tend to believe it is not. I'm not sitting there saying Usyk selecting the easier route, but ultimately on paper, it is an easier route. No one can tell me an AJ who's beat Dubois or a Dubois who's beat AJ is better than Okolie or Billam-Smith, or just because of weight, if nothing else. Even boxing, okay, they ain't that good at boxing. They ain't that good. They're not good enough where you say, well, yeah, no, there's other factors. No, a Dubois. If an AJ beats Dubois, I'd say AJ at this point has more skills than Okolie and them, man. Right? So throw in the 30 pounds of weight, 20 pounds of weight, and it's like, well, and the size. There's going to be no challenge at cruiserweight, not one, no challenge at all. The only challenge for Usyk is AJ 3 or Dubois again. If Dubois cuts through AJ, then he up next. Actually, tell a lie. I've told you yesterday the truth. Truth is, AJ needs for me to start banging the drum, yeah, telling you, man, that AJ going to beat Usyk's ass. I need to see AJ deal with Dubois, who can be stopped, and deal with Zhang. Zhang's 40 now, and he gasses. If I was AJ, I'd go in there, politic for 6 rounds, and then bring the heater in the back 6 against Zhang and stop him. I need to see AJ stop Dubois, who can be stopped. Even though he's hungry now, he can be stopped. Stop Dubois and stop Zhang. Then, I'm going to come on this video and tell you, man, I like Usyk a lot. He gets his ass beat, though. And I'm going to put people, you know what I do? I'm going to log into Betfair, and that coin is fixing to go on AJ. I can't lie to you. I could sit here and tell you, oh, if AJ knock out Zhang and knock out Dubois, I'm still backing Usyk. That's a lie. I ain't gonna lie to myself or you, man. I'm telling you the truth right now. He getting it. At that point, AJ might get sparked. All due respect, Dubois versus AJ is a 50-50 fight. 50-50. 55-45 to AJ. Because we don't know if he can have a fight yet. We've seen him knock dudes out, and I could knock someone out, right? I could look at the floor and bowl my hand over. Don't mean much. I can beat Wallen up like that. We haven't seen AJ come through adversity with this new mindset, so it's still up in the air. We need that fight. We need AJ Dubois. That's what we do need. Because Dubois hungry. He gonna bring it. And I think Dubois will bring out the kind of, for sure, Dubois gonna hit AJ like Dillian White did. At some point. So it's gonna turn into a dogfight at some point, I believe. It will have to. Unless AJ's butt's still twitching. And that will really say it all. If AJ beats Dubois on points, and is like, if there's a chance, yeah, AJ goes in there with Dubois and his new goofy team, tell him, oh yeah, let's do a Ruiz 2. That's possible. AJ could outbox. You saw it with Hrgovic. Hrgovic was outboxing Dubois. And AJ has more gas tank than Hrgovic. There is a scenario here where AJ goes in there with Dubois and just Ruiz 2s him. Light feet and touch. If that happens, AJ, let me tell you now, look at me in the eye, AJ. If you go in there with Dubois and give us the Ruiz 3, aka the follow-on from number 2, forget about Usyk. You're finished. Yeah? Because you can't box like that. You might be able to box Dubois up because he's stiff and whatnot. I mean, Joyce showed that. Yes, Dubois wasn't, he was aggressive though, but yes, I'd say Dubois is more aggressive and he puts his hands together more now, or against Hrgovic, but the point is, Joe Joyce is slow as molasses, right? And he outboxed Dubois. So Dubois is outboxable. He's quite stiff up top, and you can just pop him, and it keeps him off balance. And I think AJ's easiest chance is to give Dubois to Ruiz too. But if you go in there and you think you're smart again, you think you can box again, forget about USYK. I'm not interested. Because what will happen is you'll beat Dubois on points and it'll go to your head, oh, I can outbox USYK. I've learned new things. Ben Davison showed me. And you'll get in there and you'll be boxed off again. So forget about that. You need to knock Dubois and Zhang out. You need to hit them with bad intentions. The same way, that's what all pissed me off. Because the same way you looked at the floor and bowled your hand over against Ngannou, don't be coming and Wallin and whatever else. Don't be coming brand new when Dubois want to fight now. Yeah? Don't be doing that. Fight like you fight all the bums. That's my big beef with AJ. When he fighting bums, yeah, he's super aggressive. When he never fight, oh, he want a politic now. That's whack. Get him out of it. So I'm telling you now, AJ. Yeah? Don't bother. Retire now. If you want to go in there and politics some more, retire. Sit down somewhere. Because you finished. The only reason you've got a chance coming back is because you want to fight now. That's your only chance against USYK. You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't got the gas to go 12 rounds in politics. And dance around. Bend your knees. Put your head down. Pop, pop. Get that big stiff jab going. Pop, pop. Whap, whap. Errol Spence style. Get them body shots ringing in. Just ring them in. Walk straight forward. Assume it's your night to travel to Valhalla is what AJ needs to do. If I was in AJ corner, I'll be pairing him now. AJ, prepare yourself. This may be it. This may be the one. May you make it to the pearly gates. Like I said yesterday, this may be the one where you make it to or you get sent. USYK send you to the pearly gates of Valhalla, and you have to stand before thee, Odin, yeah, the Alpha Omega, and present yourself. How 100%. This may be it. Assume it's it. Yeah? But the flip side is you may become undisputed world champion. So it's worth it. What's not worth it is politicking, losing on points, and then throwing your toys out the pram. Oh, I don't want his... Let me throw his belt because I'm mad. I lost. That's whack. That's what toddlers do. Get in a strop. Oh, I'm in a strop. Big old... I've never seen a 6'6" man get in a strop before. It's like, ooh. Oh, damn. He in a strop. Shit. These times are really bad for men, aren't they? Big old dude getting in a strop like that. Do you know, all bent out of shape because he didn't want to fight. USYK didn't. That's not USYK's fault. Don't be throwing USYK's belts because you ain't want to fight. Where's the personal responsibility? Hey, man. Truth is, AJ should have come out of that second fight and said, hey, man, listen, the truth is, I can't be mad because I didn't want to fight. I wanted to politic, so I lost. That's what he should have said if he was honest with himself. I ain't mad about nothing because I didn't really want to fight like that. I didn't want it like he wanted it. Because you had a good round in round 9 and he punched you up in round 10 or 11, whatever it was. Punch you up. Come straight back. There was no response though. There was no AJ gets round 9, USYK round 10, AJ round 11. It was like, ooh, yeah, AJ, USYK put you back in your box. Get back in there, you big old oaf. That's how it looked. Yeah? You stuck your head out and he get back in your box. He put you straight back in your box. Put you straight back in the cupboard. And had your missus on the bed. That's what happened, metaphorically speaking. USYK popped his head out and USYK put him back in the cupboard and was giving his missus the MOT, the yearly MOT. That's the truth. Full service. Full service and MOT, the combined package. That's what he give you. And you ain't do nothing. So, anyway, I've digressed, man. USYK cruiserweight, I don't like it. Broadly speaking, at this point, if USYK washes Fury again, he got the... I have to back it. Spiritually speaking, I have to back it. Whatever he decides at that point. But, on a bigger level, I do want to see... I mean, there's a chance people here, for example, let's say, I don't know, AJ beats... If AJ beats Dubois and then Zhang beats AJ, it's kind of like we're back to square one again, aren't we? Which is possible. And in a way, that would be more of a suiting end for me. In a way, it'd be ideal if Zhang's already lost to Parker, but if Zhang and Dubois and AJ somehow lose between each other, it's kind of like, it would be whack. But if there's one man at the end of the heap, I like Parker here, but I hate to say it. If Parker was to beat, I don't know. Parker just don't have to. I know Parker going to lose to USYK. I just know it. He beat Zhang, but I just know Parker. He ain't got the X factor. He just hasn't. Parker will do nothing with USYK, in my opinion. I've been wrong before though, but he'll do nothing with USYK. So I'm not really interested in Parker, as bad as that sounds, even though he's arguably earned it. The people who have the X factor are Dubois, AJ, and Zhang. We need one unified winner of them three, and then that's the guy USYK needs to face. I'm not saying USYK needs to fight every challenger anymore. He's proved that enough. What should happen now is Turkey should get together a consortium and sit them down and say, listen, people, I'm going to pay USYK a whole truckload of money for one of you, man. Dubois. Let's throw Parker in there. Dubois. So what we need is AJ Dubois, AJ Dubois, Zhang and Parker. Zhang and Parker have a rematch anyway. The winner of Zhang and Parker fights the winner of Dubois. Turkey, sit their man down and tell him, listen, I'm not going to be campaigning for all of you cats to be in USYK's ear like flies. One of you, man, I'm going to put on to go in there with USYK. Winner takes all. That's the pitch now. And after that fight, then it makes sense to me. I do want to see the winner of, let's say AJ beats Dubois, my base case, and Zhang beats Parker. The winner of AJ and Zhang, come on people, stop it. Don't tell me the winner of AJ and Zhang, especially if it's a knockout. Let's say AJ stops Zhang. So AJ stops Dubois, he stops Zhang. Come on. You can't tell me that AJ doesn't need another go at that point. He definitely does. And if USYK beats AJ again, which is only one more fight, people. Again, I'm not pitching USYK to fight 3 more fights. One more fight heavyweight. Beat Fury and then beat the winner of that situation. And then, for me, a full salute, you've done it. There's nothing to talk about. Not one more thing to talk about. There's not no Jared Anderson. There's not no other bums. That's it then. I like Caballel as well, but there's no Caballel at that point. There's not. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, let off the bell, 100%. Not that, but stop it.